RiverBender.com. Welcome back, 1028. A little bit of change. A little bit of George Harrison, you know, getting into this like the little mellow vibe today on a Wednesday. Meredith, Nick, how are we doing today?
Great.
Yeah, wonderful.
So, hey, we're on a good start. We're already jinxing each other, you know, ready to go. You know, Drunken Fish we're just talking about. Love it. It's such a great restaurant, such a great place. And what I love is the fact that it's always innovating. You know, there's always something new to expect over at the restaurant. And you know, Meredith, you've been there a year and a half, and you had a cup of coffee. I'd say maybe 3 or 4 cups, maybe 18 cups of coffee.
18,
You've been there for a while, huh?
18 years at the end of the month.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I joined in February 2007.
Well, and I think that, you know, people always talk about what, you know, the biggest testament of a company is, or, you know, any restaurant or any business. And when someone's there for 18 years, someone's doing something right, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Well, and, you know, coming down the pipeline, the Lunar New Year Party's coming right around the corner.
Yeah.
But there's also new food menu items, new just all across the board. Where do we start?
I think we definitely have to let Nick brag on our new menu.
Okay, let's do that first.
Let's let him
Okay,
start
that's
on that.
fair. All right, Nick, the floor is yours, Senator.
Yeah, so basically right before COVID, we were revamping the menu. You know, we had, at that point, we have the restaurant in Kansas City as well. We have Ballpark, Westport, Central West End. Obviously, COVID hit, and we have to, you know, readjust our operation. So we put the menu to the side a little bit, you know, and I think, yeah, in the last couple of years, you know, we got everything together. We focused on Edwardsville. We opened 2 locations, Kimchi Guys and Drunken Fish.
How has the Edwardsville spots been?
It's been great. So, I mean, yeah, we're on that strip. Our owner owns the whole thing. So we have Kimchi Guys and Drunken Fish next to each other.
Really cool.
And
Talk about smooth
it's been-
operations
I
when you're
know,
right there sharing a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously. So, yeah, the community has been great. You know, we have a lot of support for the people in Edwardsville. We are very excited to be on this side of the river since, you know, we were always in the St. Louis side.
Right.
Yeah, new feel for us, but, you know, yeah, we're very excited. With that said, once we got the 2 restaurants up and running, we said, okay, now it's time to reinvent the menu. Let's bring, you know, so I'm from South America, from Uruguay. So I went last year, visit family. It was like 12 years, you know.
How was that? That's got to be cool, too.
Yeah, so I brought a lot of Latin cuisine on me. There's a lot of recipes, sauces that I mix it within our Drunken Fish menu. So yeah, this new menu we add like 6 new appetizers, like 12 new rolls, 4 new entrees, salads, desserts.
Yeah, you're at 40 plus new items.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
So basically, the entire 2024 we dedicated to the menu.
Wow.
The research and development and teaching the menu at all locations, you know. So
Well, and what I think is really cool is to hear kind of some of the personal side of the menu too. And I think it's really cool to kind of see that coming through on these new items. Take me through a few of them if you don't mind that you'd like to fill us in on.
Chimichurri is a sauce that we do in South America, mainly Uruguay and Argentina, you know. So yes, I brought that recipe, and so we have a 10-ounce ribeye steak that we do with wasabi mashed potatoes, grilled miso asparagus, and the chimichurri sauce. We create a torched salmon roll. It's a deep fried calamari with crab, avocados, top it with salmon, yuzu, and then torch it. And then we add the chimichurri
That's
on top.
incredible.
Yeah, no. So again,
I'm just kind of bummed you didn't bring me any, you know?
Well, it's funny, CJ, because when we first started doing the tasting, to speak to what Nick was talking about with a year-long cultivation of this new menu, I was the new girl on the block when this started, and I would be sitting at my desk, thinking about things for the event space and get called into these tastings. And it was my first experience with sushi. It was my first experience with seafood, really. And there was so much that I feel like my eyes were open to in the conversation of like blending cuisines and letting it be fusion-based, which is really exciting now that we're pivoting post-pandemic.
Well, and that's really important too, because the whole fusion thing kind of snuck up on the Midwest, I think. Not like the East, not the coast or anything, but the Midwest, you start seeing these fusions. And at first it was not going to be lying to you. It was scary for me. I'm just going to be honest, because it's like, I don't know if this makes sense, you know? You know, for you guys to embrace it, you know, after these taste tests, after you're starting to really experiment with this and really start to roll it out, what was the feedback that you were getting? Was it what you expected? Was it more positive than you expected, to be more negative? What were some of the results?
I think we were looking for the wow factor. I think we found it.
Yeah.
You know, again, it took us a lot of research and development, but we find ingredients around the world, you know, very unique. Some of those items are exclusive fly from Chicago to here, you know. Some of the Asian desserts that we add to the menu, few ingredients here and there, you know. So we were trying to make St. Louis a travel destination for the people who want to try Drunken Fish.
Well, and what I think's so cool about this too, just hearing some of the work that goes into it, is the fact when you hear someone that, like a Drunken Fish that has multiple restaurants, you know, the word diluted comes into play, where it's like, well, man, is it going to be, you know, this quality? But to hear that, I mean, you're really pulling out all the stops and bringing in all these different cultures and all this different cuisine into one roof. That is the coolest thing to hear.
Well, and the attention to detail, and what you spoke to with coaching and developing.
Yeah.
Like, how many weeks did you guys spend at each location teaching them the menu? It wasn't like it was hard and fast to make sure that everybody could do it at, you know, to meet a sales goal or anything like that. It was more about just bringing a really unique experience and making sure that staff felt supported and that they knew the menu so they could sell it to the people in the spaces.
Yeah.
So it was a lot to kind of take in for a new menu and roll it out at all the different locations.
I always find the operation and the rollout so fascinating. And because it's, you know, for us to see it now, obviously it's fun to talk about and it's here, but we don't see the, you know, all the hours that you're spending putting all of this if you could ballpark it, obviously you can't give me an exact because there's just so much. What could you ballpark just amount of time spent overall on this just new rollout, this new menu?
I would say it was probably like about a month per location.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So again, we add a whole new menu.
Yeah.
You know, appetizers, salads, soups. We end up with 47 different sauces overall in the menu, you know. So to not just the development of the recipe, the coaching, the teaching of the recipe, you know, making sure then you go to a restaurant, you have 8-10 employees that they all need to know how to prep this item, how to do the recipe, how to slice the, you know, however, you know, the temperatures on the oven, the temperature of the meat. There's a lot going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and to follow up on what Meredith was saying about just the training, how long of a training process was that per restaurant? Did you take a couple of days with them? Was it a couple of weeks? How did that work to get everyone on all of these locations on the same page?
Well, we had a whole team. We have a corporate team, you know. We started one location, and then we train those people, you know, and then we use some of those people that train the other locations. So we bring some people from the other locations to train in that location when we were there, you know. So yeah, that made it. It could have been a lot harder and a lot longer, but due to the fact that we have a great corporate team, that makes it always easy.
Pretty efficient, huh?
Yeah.
Well, and with that being said, too, Drunken Fish has a menu that a lot of people have come to love, you know, with that being said, since, you know, before the pandemic. And I can almost tell you, if I walked into KTRS today, where I used to work, I could probably recite my lunch order from Drunken Fish because I'd eat it right before my evening shift started. But when you were preparing this, was it difficult to did you take anything from the original menu out that maybe people were used to expecting, or are these all add-ons just for folks that are
all add-ons?
This is even cooler than, so no one's sacrificing anything.
Yeah.
That's where because I get nervous when someone says we're adding, because I'm like, man, I hope they didn't take
They don't get rid of my classic. They don't get rid of my classic.
That's even better for the public to know then too.
Yeah.
See, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
And it shows that you have to have an efficient kitchen though, and an efficient corporate office to have all these ingredients and all these products flying at you, because that's a lot of food.
Yeah.
What do you credit that to? Is it your experience, the team you have around you to kind of keep things efficient? What do you guys do?
I mean, we've been together, I mean, for over 10, 12. There's people on our team that's been 8, 10 years, you know.
Wow.
So we already know what to do, how to do it, when to do it, you know. We've been through a couple menu changes and things like that, So yeah, I think
Good.
as a team, no issues.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You're only as good as your team too, and that's what I was kind of hitting at, because this isn't like one restaurant is changing their menu. When you have all hands on deck and all of this work, it just, not to patronize you, it's pretty impressive to kind of hear the 1 month turnaround is pretty cool,
Yeah.
Well, and Meredith, with that being said, when you have such a good backbone, like a great kitchen staff, great servers and hospitality staff, it makes it easier to do things like what you do with being an event director and event director, correct?
Definitely.
So take me through some of the things that you guys do with, just before we talk about the party, with event spacing and just what you do in terms of events with Drunken Fish.
So I get to kind of handle the fun side of things in the hospitality industry, right? I party with everybody, so it's fantastic. But what our brand does, I'm the events and catering director for 612 North. So we run our own event space down on the landing that is owned by the same hospitality brand that owns Drunken Fish and Kimchi Guys restaurants. So I'm kind of a sidestepper to the restaurant operation. But when we collaborate on events like Lunar New Year is when I get to have all that same exposure with our great kitchen staff.
Really cool.
So for me, 90% of my business is wedding bookings. So we see a lot of couples who come in and get married down in our spaces on the landing. Our spaces accommodate up to 350 people. But we also have packages as small as micro weddings for 50. So we get to see a lot of variety in the clientele that I get to service. And like I said, it's just all parties. It's all fun and games. It's doing ceremonies, flipping the room, having cocktail hours in our really cool lower level space, bringing people back up for their big moments and, first dances and introduction as newlyweds. And that's kind of where my bread and butter is. And my goal now as we continue to grow and as we continue to pivot as a business is to grow the catering operation. And so catering for us, we run our own kitchen in-house as well. So we do all of our own menus as a 612 brand, whether that is an in-house event or if we are going off-premise and kind of taking food to people too. So it's been really fantastic to learn from somebody like Nick. I mean, you're the king of coaching and developing. We talk about it all day long, 18 years. And to learn kind of how now we can melt the two brands together, melt the three brands together. And we get to do that with events like Lunar New Year.
This is incredible. So take me through the name of the overall group. What was it? You said 612?
Yeah, So Hospitality Group. So our owner, Munsock So, is, the flagship, and he owns three brands underneath that hospitality group.
Is incredible. And to have, but see, that's cool to know that it's a regionally owned business too. That's really cool. Yeah. Well, and what I got to ask you, just because I'm nosy, and this is not 60 Minutes, but I got to ask, who was the most famous person you've done a wedding for? Have you had a famous guy yet? Any good or girl?
I don't know if we've done. I've been there a year and a half. I don't know if I have very many famous people getting married there, but we get to partner with a lot of corporate partners that are pretty big name in St. Louis. So we've got some events coming up with Purina. We get to do a lot of stuff with like KMOV Channel 4, which is great.
That's cool.
But for us, it's really just about relationship building, not fame, right? Like it's all about just building those relationships in the city.
What was the best event that you put on in that year and a half?
Oh, we did a really fun one for a restaurant group actually flying in from Texas. And they utilized our spaces when they were doing kind of like a mid-continental training group for all of their brands. Yeah. And so that was fun because I got to learn more about hospitality, but in my event space, it was like people from Chili's, people from Applebee's, like all of these other big name brands coming to our space to kind of do some social gathering and talk business. And Terramana Tequila, the Rocks brand of tequila, sponsored the event. And I mean, God, the amount of pictures I took next to a cardboard cutout of the Rock that night is, my phone is nuts right now. But that was a really cool event because I get into this because I like people. I get into this because I like relationship building and being able to kind of melt the hospitality industry together.
When it seems like the group as a whole has folks in positions to where they really thrive, because you have to love what you're doing. You do. In your role. You really do.
Yeah, I mean, we were just joking yesterday that yesterday alone, we did a big group tasting for 56 people in our space. All booked clients got to come out and try, a crazy amount of food, like the entire menu practically that they come in and taste. And it was a 14-hour day. Like you're there for regular business operations, and then you carry it through the event. And we are so blessed to have a really strong team who love doing that enough that that's not problematic.
See, that's super
speaking
cool.
to kind of like what you said about just people who do this because they love it, and that's what makes our brand special.
I love it. Hey, you guys got a moment to stick around? We still have to talk about the party, and we got to come back and talk more food because I'm getting hungry again. 10:42, a little bit of change. I got to pay a quick bill. More Daily Show on this Wednesday morning, right after this on RiverBender.com, Roku TV.
Oh no, another bad headache? Yeah. Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
no matter the season. Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
Get paid to go solar.
We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back, Daily Show hitting you at 10:45. Back with Drunken Fish. It's not top, man, it really likes that top of the hour news lower third. No, Drunken Fish. Welcome back, Meredith. Welcome back, Nick.
Thanks for having us again.
This Friday, you have the opportunity to be a part of the Lunar New Year Party. This will be fun. What time?
6 o'clock, doors open. Goes all the way until midnight.
Dang, you're pulling out a red envelope?
Yes.
There we go, Meredith.
Yes.
All right, fill me in on the sights and sounds of this.
Yeah, Lunar New Year is a super cool event. Lunar New Year is actually today, so happy Lunar New Year, everybody. We'll be Year of the Snake for any of my Taylor Swift fans out there, right? We're all waiting for Reputation. Got to talk about that. But Lunar New Year is exciting. We celebrate it every year, obviously because of us wanting to honor the culture behind all of the brands, right?
For sure.
And so last year we kind of kicked it off and did it as a 20-year anniversary for Drunken Fish. And this year we just saw so much demand and love from that event last year. We're like, we got to keep it going, right? So Lunar New Year this Friday, 6 to midnight. We've got tickets for sale on our website. You can buy just a general admission ticket and come for all you can eat. And that means all you can eat. It is food from all of the brands that we, feature underneath our umbrella. Mm-hmm. So we've got speak to kind of the menu a little bit.
So we have Drunken Fish classic food, sushi, stuff like that. So we add some of the new items, some of the new rolls, some of the
firecracker
new
shrimp. That is
the firecracker shrimp is in there.
Mm-hmm.
We also have kimchi. We have Korean fried chicken. All the people favorite from Kimchi guys as well.
That's really cool. Well, and see, we're talking brunches too. Is that part of this Lunar New Year? Are you having a brunch beforehand?
Not part of,
but just something that you guys
else
do.
That we do.
Well, let's get to that in a second too. But let's talk about specifically the. So what else is going on this couple hours?
So outside of the all you can eat, we've got a DJ coming to perform all night long.
Cool.
So it's really going to be kind of like cocktail bar style event. Come and go as much as you need to kind of enjoy the night. We've got a cultural performance from a lion dance team coming in to really again, celebrate the culture behind it.
Man, that takes talent too. There's a lot of moving parts when it comes to that.
A lot of movement. And then we've got Shot Girls coming in from Jack Daniels, so we're really going to kick up the club and party vibes later on in the evening.
Nice.
We have a VIP section, so you can purchase some elevated tickets too to be able to do the all you can drink. VIP is sold out. Actually, we're very proud. Our VIP section is sold out, but we had to pivot. We do have unlimited wristbands for drinks. So
There
VIP
you go.
section you can't join.
But you
again,
get the best.
You get the best. All you can eat, all you can drink, still available on the website. So.
I love it. This is so cool.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
So how with your partnerships with as the brand?
Yeah.
It seems like it's easier to exercise and do events like this because you have willing partners. Take me through some of the partnerships that the hospitality group had that as a whole that you guys utilize throughout the year, if it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, again, because we're 90% wedding focused, a lot of the vendors and the partnerships that we have on my end of things are going to be vendors that we work with for people's special days, right? So like, for example, we're partnering with Weinhardt Rentals downtown St. Louis, and they're going to donate all of this really cool lounge and cocktail style furniture to the space. And so we get to kind of call on those relationships. Again, hospitality is relationship building, calling on that throughout when we're doing our own public events to kind of generate the buzz around the event itself and also just get people excited about being in the room. So we work with Weinhardt. We work with like all of our liquor distributors. We work with all of these people that we have working business relationships with all year long to just build really special events than when we're hosting them ourselves.
Right. Well, and it's really cool to see, bigger groups that can do all of this for not only what you guys need to do to pay the bills and keep everybody employed, but also to bring the region together too. And really, I mean, all of these events are a way to network too, because there's so many partners there and so many different folks in the community that I'm sure there's any chance you get to bump elbows with somebody too at these things.
And speaking to that specifically, something new that we did this year with Lunar New Year was getting out and advertising just down on the Laclede's Landing neighborhoods.
Oh,
so
yeah.
The neighborhood itself is growing tenfold from
Isn't
what
that
it was.
crazy?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And we've got 3 loft buildings down there that are now at 100% capacity.
Wow.
So we've got the population in the body. Obviously, abstract marketing is still a beast down there on the landing. So we get to go into those spaces and offer them special discounts to our events to, again, get people into the space and get them working and kind of talking to one another. And so it's really cool to build on that networking component too, CJ.
Yeah, when you hit it right on, because I was a kid with Ray Hartman, we were doing the St. Louis News Show, and the last couple, it's just been really fascinating to watch the rebuild in some of these neighborhoods, and you hit it right on the head. 6 p.m. to midnight, Friday, January the 31st, 612 North Events. Is that am I right?
612 North Event Space.
What a road. And you can have some great cuisine. What's the food on hand that night?
So it's going to be all you can eat sushi, some of the classic and some of the new items from Drunken Fish. They're going to be there.
You've got build your own poke
bowls.
bowls.
We have build your own poke bowls. We have Korean fried chicken, or kimchis. We also have, the classic fried rice, soba noodles from Drunken Fish, and then we add a couple of the hot new balls from Drunken Fish as well. Yeah,
I'm excited. How much are tickets?
Ticket general admission, I think, is $39.99. So that's going to get you the all you can eat and just access to the space and the party. And if you want to go up and get that unlimited drink ticket, I think we're right at about like a 54. So not bad for all you can eat and drink.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? That's
I spend more than that at the bar.
Free. Yeah, no
right?
kidding. That's not even parking. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Brunches. Let's talk about those. So you do brunches?
Yeah. So public events, I mean, we're just trying to grow. And that's what we love to do is if we're not going to be booked for a private event, why not still bring people into the space to enjoy it? We've got the room. Our most popular one being Mother's Day every year.
I'm sure,
we see, last year, 700 people? 700 people in the space. Yeah. So it's huge every year. We also do Easter. We do Father's Day. So we're really kind of cultivating these special public events to just, the public, getting people in the room. We're going to grow it again this year when we're talking about catering and doing some off-premise stuff. So like if you're a Battlehawks fan, meet us out there in the parking lot. We're doing Battlehawks tailgating this year.
Nice.
Really just interacting with everybody as much as we possibly can.
What's the best part about being a part of the group, Nick?
I think all this fun stuff that you get to do all year round. We're always looking for be part of the community. So we not just do on top of the restaurants, we take our restaurants to the city. Meaning we are part of the Botanical Garden Japanese Festival. We are on the Clayton Art Fair. We are on the Taste St. Louis. I mean, all those events that we do throughout the year, Central Western Cocktail Party, Halloween, Central Western is huge for us. And then we take all the brands, Drunken Fish, 612, Kimchi Guys. We were talking about do Mardi Gras this year. So, we are always trying to, be part of the community. People love, what we do, and we love what we do as well, So, we have a great team. It's always easy to, across our brands, we have employees, we plan, and then we just do fun things, fun parties. Yeah, we always we try to keep it fun for everybody.
And that's, I think, what's most special too about the group, right? Is that I can get a call for something catering wise that may not be 612, and I can immediately turn my chair around and look at our culinary director Nick or look at our culinary manager Billy, and be like, hey, this looks like it's more of a Drunken Fish thing. And I get to dabble in cuisine styles and menus that I wouldn't have had access to if I was only operating as a wedding venue. So I think just being able to really support one another, but also provide a menu package or a catering option for literally anybody, any type of event or style, we can do it because we're running 3 different kinds of menus.
Man, this is incredible. Awesome.
Love it.
How do we get more information to get married? I'm guessing you're full for the year just because
we are pretty solid.
Yeah, that's,
for
see, I
2025.
don't even ask. Why do we ask? You know, what the hell?
Yeah, just, I mean, solid. I think I've got one Saturday left for 2025. So if you're trying to get married in like 6 months, we could do it, CJ. Come on. No, but I mean, information for us, best place is going to be our website. So check us out, www.612north.com. Everything's going to be there, from being able to book a tour to seeing our packages, catering options. It's all there. Public event tickets. So even if you can't join us for Lunar New Year, I think our next one is Easter in the space. We've got a Valentine's Day dinner, actually. So we've got Valentine's Day coming up as well. 4-course meal under the arch. I mean, we just do a lot. So the best place to stay in tune with everything will be our website, or honestly, our Instagram and TikTok is picking up crazy now too. Follow us on social media.
Yeah.
There we go. How about that, Nick? Anything else to say today?
Yeah, I mean, we're happy to be here.
Happy to be here.
With our Drunken Fish and our kimchi guys on this side of the river, you know, we also looking for, you know, expand our catering, you know, all the stuff on the every community. So, yeah, no, we're very happy to have this new menu out in the St. Louis market, Illinois, you know, have people come in and try our new stuff. It's great.
Well, thank you guys seriously for stopping
Thanks
by
for
today. It
having
was
us.
fun. And for more information, you guys will link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com. 10:55. We'll take a quick break, wrap up Wednesday morning. As